Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com here in Phoenix as the Big 12 coaches meetings wind up, and we're talking with Texas Athletic Director Steve Patterson. Steve, I guess it's been about 6 months. Do you feel settled in down at UT now, or is it still kind of a whirlwind, hurricane, tornado?
No, it's great to be back. They still got all my favorite Tex-Mex and barbecue spots in town, so I'm feeling pretty comfy.
One of the things you've mentioned is taking the UT brand global. Could you talk a little bit about the whole idea behind that and maybe some of the ways you're going to try to implement taking the brand around the world?
Well, I think we're one of the few schools in the country that has the opportunity, has a national brand, has an international presence. So in 2015, we'll open the men's basketball season against the University of Washington in Shanghai. We're going to do a four-team tournament that will play in Madison Square Garden and in the United Center in Chicago and at Staples Center against Florida and Michigan State and North Carolina in 18. And we've been having a lot of discussions with other folks, some of the networks and some of the other conferences about trying to do some other international games as well.
Yeah, one of the things that was discussed was maybe a football game, either Mexico City. I've also heard about Dubai. As far as is almost anything on the table right now?
Well, I think it's worth looking at what are the programs that make sense for the university as a whole. We're the front door of the university. It's a great chance for us to tell a great story about what a successful university, the University of Texas is, and a way to reconnect to our donors and alumni and potential students, potential faculty all over the world.
I know it's a few years down the road, but the Irwin Center situation, I know right now with the construction of the Dell Medical Center, there's going to be some traffic issues, I guess, but as far as what's the future as far as the Irwin Center and maybe a new basketball arena?
Well, eventually we're going to have to replace the Irwin Center. We're probably 6 or 8 years down the road till that happens. We've got a new tennis facility we got to build right now. We're going to be doing an addition to the south end zone of our football stadium, and we're wrapping up our new volleyball practice facility by next spring. So we've got a lot of projects we're working on.
Yeah, I guess it's never ending. It's a never-ending job, but the building always seems to be going on, particularly in Austin. Is that something that you never get finished almost?
Well, I think you have 20-plus sports that need upgrades constantly, and you can't do them all in 1 year, so sequentially they come online, and it keeps you pretty much in construction business all the time.
I wanted to talk to you about the men's and women's basketball programs. Both had really successful seasons. I just wanted to ask what you thought about that and how pleased you were to see them kind of get back in the NCAA tournament and back having success.
I thought Karen and Rick both had good seasons. It was good to see the turnaround. We're excited about some of the new recruits that we've got coming in. Both those programs are on the upswing, and I was happy to see it.
Last thing I wanted to talk to you about is there's been a lot of talk about scheduling around the country in college football with a new playoff coming online this year, and whether or not a 9-game schedule, 8-game schedule. Your background in the Pac-12, play a 9-game schedule, but obviously also have a championship game. The Big 12 is a little different with a 9-game schedule that's just a round-robin format. How strong do you think it makes the Big 12 having this round-robin and everybody playing everybody in the one true champion aspect?
Well, you do get one true champion. If you look at what happens in a lot of the other conferences, the better teams often wind up not playing each other. So I'm excited about our full round robin, 9 regular season games amongst the conference, and it'd be nice to see if maybe a couple of the other conferences will think about going that way.
And the fact that the Big 12, the winner of the Big 12, do you feel that most years is going to be a team that's going to be deserving of being in that Final Four?
Well, it should be. You look at the success we had in this last year's bowl season, and historically what we've done, there's always great, strong teams throughout the Big 12. I think it's just fun to see all of us play each other.
That's Texas Athletic Director Steve Patterson. We're winding things up here from Phoenix for the Big 12 coaches meetings. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Wendell Barnhouse.